Hello everyone, Aaron here from the Worley Fly Shop, bringing you some more of our quarantine fly tying series. This particular fly here that we're going to be tying is a kind of a take on a Bow River bugger. It's kind of a hybrid. It's kind of a cross between a Bow River bugger and a muddy buddy. This is a great bass fly. If you're having one of those days where the bass aren't coming up on the surface, this is a good one to tie. Super heavy, gets down fast, and it stays right down there in some of those heavier currents where sometimes those bass like to hold. Okay, we're gonna go ahead here, get started here on this fly. So I've taken and slid on this X cone on my hook here. I'm gonna take some 035 wire here, just kind of wrap that behind it. It's gonna add a little more weight to it, and it's gonna kind of keep that cone upright. And push that forward up against that cone. Take our thread and we'll go ahead and get started. We'll start right behind the wrap here of lead. Build a nice body all the way to the back of the hook here. Go ahead and take our Steve Ferrar blend here, and we're just going to kind of make a little, we're going to take a small clump of this, like 20-30 fibers. We're just kind of trying to basically give this back of this fly just a little bit of body here. Go about 2-3 inches behind. I kind of try not to make this uniform. I want it to kind of be somewhat tapered. Okay, next thing we're going to do here is take some Marabou. A lot of people tie this in tips first. I'm going to go ahead and just tie it in butt first. Do 2 different colors here, one black, one purple. Try to keep these as even as possible. So I'm going to wrap these here. When I'm doing that, I'm going to pull these fibers backwards here. Wrap, you want to try not to capture them if you can help it. Try to keep everything coming back here. Go ahead and get rid of this extra now. Okay, so we got our tail with our stew for our blend tied in there. We got everything secured down good here. So what we're gonna do is take our EP. This is the 3-inch wide purple and black foxy brush. Get that tied in good. This is gonna be our body for this fly. Same thing when we bring this forward. We're gonna lay these fibers towards the back of the hook. We want to take our time so we get a nice body on this fly. We're going to stop probably 1/2 inch shy of the cone here in the front, because we're gonna put a deer hair head on this, so and some legs. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this and just pull these fibers back as you go down. You can, if you do trap some of these, not a huge deal. You can take your bodkin and just kind of pick a lot of this stuff out and pull it out. Try to do as best as you can, but it's not the end of the world if you trap a few. Like I said, stop about a 1/2 inch before the cone here and capture this. Get everything secured down good here, cleaned up. Just kind of leave that for now. We'll pick it out when we're done here. So next up is our legs. We'll do 3 per side here. So I want to take and make sure when we cut these legs, we stop at about where the bend in the hook is here, so we don't get fouling in the fly when we're fishing it. Just clean this up again, get it all back to thread so we can put our deer hair on here. Comb this out and stack it. So when we tie this in, we're going to just tie in about a ½ inch of the tip here. We want this to kind of flare up so we can make a nice head on it. I'm just going to kind of go around the whole entire hook and bead there and continue doing just what I've done in the first step there, so we have a nice uniform head on this thing. I'm using roughly about two pencils worth of the hair on this fly here, so gives you an idea of kind of how much I'm tying in here. Usually ends up being about roughly 4 of these clumps of 2 pencil widths of the spinning gear hair here. Now it's okay to go ahead and start putting some pretty good tension on this. Just give it a good pull until it stops spinning on the hook here. Yeah, kind of work this thread up through this hair here till you get to the front of the, just right behind to the front of the hair and right behind the bead, and then I'm gonna go ahead and suck that thread just behind that bead there. Go ahead and whip finish. Don't worry if you trap a few hairs in there, it's not a huge deal. You're gonna trim all this down anyway. So now we're going to take a razor blade and we're going to just kind of start cutting this hair back here. We're going to just follow the contour of the bead. It's kind of the nice thing about the bead is it gives you kind of a template, so to speak, of to follow, which is pretty awesome. You don't want to get too aggressive because you don't want to cut those tips off. Just trying to cut the butts. Alright, so got that portion of it done. Just going to kind of come back through here now that we're done, get our legs where they need to be. Just kind of pull them back into place there. I'll take this bodkin here. We'll just pick out this brush here. So we got all these nice long fibers for our body, and they're all good here. And if you want to get fancy, you can go ahead and put some little eyes in this guy. All right, there you have it.